All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. If you're in the Midwest, I hope you're enjoying this cool front. My gosh, it's barely going to crack 80 here in St. Louis, which is great. It's been like 100 for a few weeks, so I'm loving that. I've got someone with me who's going to be doing this webinar as we go over NUSO Messaging. David, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, good morning, everybody. David Lillis here. I'm part of our solution engineering group here at NUSO, and happy to be here and excited to talk about our messaging platforms.
My name's Phil Stern. I'm the partner program manager here at NUSO. Why don't we get started? Let's talk about NUSO Messaging. Now, when we talk about NUSO Messaging, we're talking about being able to enable your business numbers to accept SMS texts, okay, or MMS texts like images. And we can do this a few different ways. If you're on our network, if you're using our UCaaS solutions, which I know a ton of you are, we can do kind of what we call a native SMS on that. We'll go over that in a little more depth. We've also got an entire MMS platform, texting platform. We're going to talk about that today. It's called Simply Connect. It has a lot of really cool advanced features where you can do some cool stuff like schedule texts to go at a specific time, set up auto replies. And then we even have a really cool integration into Microsoft Teams that is all about texting as well. David, anything else you want to touch on about just kind of the agenda for today?
No, that kind of hit it. The one thing is on their Simply Connect platform, that is really geared towards one-to-many. Like Phil said, there's a lot of advanced features there. You can set up pre-canned templates, so that gives you a lot of extra flexibility there.
Yes, absolutely. And another main purpose of this webinar was to explain all the ways we can enable your numbers to accept texts and give you the knowledge to understand which one might fit your business best, because every business is different and we understand that. And that's why we have multiple ways of doing this. And then lastly, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. We're going to be done here in about 20 minutes with the presentation, and then the last 10 minutes, we're going to do nothing but answer questions. So don't be shy. All right, a couple stats I want to talk about when it comes to business texting, because hopefully all of you know and realize that texting is absolutely huge now more than ever. 99% of texts are seen by users. Now, if you compare that to email open rates, it's just game over. Text wins 100% of the time. 95% of texts are read in less than 3 minutes. That's incredible. And then those other two ones I won't read, you can read them yourself. But the point here is that people want to engage with businesses with texting. It's easy, it's simple, it's convenient. This can be done so many ways. I know that doctors' offices do it all the time. I get reminders from my dentist a week before I need to go. And then I also get reminded the day before, confirming my appointment. Stuff like that is powerful. David, what do you have to say about this stuff?
Yeah. I mean, everybody is corresponding via text. When I take my car into the dealership to get my oil changed, I get text messages to say my car is ready or it's time for service. So there's a ton of different businesses that use texting today.
Yep, and it's a potential loss of business if you don't have that as a connection point. So if someone does text your business and they don't get a response, they might not ever reach out again, hypothetically. It could happen, especially the younger generation, the ones that do nothing but texting. They hardly know how to talk on the phone. Even bigger, right? They want to be able to text a business to get the menu. They want to be able to text about maybe a certain product or service. So a lot of really big reasons to potentially get texting on your business numbers. Now let's talk about native UCaaS business texting, as we like to call it. So if you're on our UCaaS platform right now, what we can do is we can enable those landline numbers to be able to send and receive texts. All right. There's essentially two pathways to every landline. There's the phone pathway, the voice path, and then there's the texting, the SMS, MMS path, okay? So all we're doing is we're lighting up the texting path on that UCaaS side. The way you're going to respond and send out these messages is through either our web phone or our mobile app. So if you're on the go, you're not tied to a computer all the time, people can text your business and you can respond to them on your cell phone through our app. And if you are on the computer all the time, you can also do it there on our web phone. So very easy. And if you already have our web phone or mobile app, which I know a ton of you do, it's just like getting a message through the internal pings that you're going to get to your team. It's all just right there. It's seamless. It's easy. So this is one of the ways that we can do it. It's very simple and it's low cost. Turn up time isn't that bad. We'll talk about getting registered through the TCR in a bit, but it's real simple. David, anything you want to add here?
No, I think you hit on it. I did notice that there could possibly be some people in the waiting room waiting to get in. Looks like somebody had sent a chat message. I don't know if you can tell. But,
oh, really? Let me check real quick. I don't see anybody waiting.
Okay,
What I would say is if someone can't get in, have them leave and come back. Sometimes Microsoft Teams does goof like that. It's just a Teams thing, but I would have them try that.
Okay.
David, back to this slide.
Yeah.
Did you say you had anything or
yeah,
no?
Yeah, no. The other thing here is, this is, you can also send and receive those messages. I want to make sure people understood that via our mobile app on our UCaaS platform, you can be sending and receiving those SMS messages right from your mobile app, via your business number, not via your cell phone number. So that's a big plus.
That's right. Yeah, protect the personal cell phone number. If you're a business that doesn't want to give that info away, you don't need to. It's all done through your business number, which is great. All right. Let's talk about this wonderful integration into Microsoft Teams. Now we have a lot of users that use, a few of our different integrations, whether it's Platform Connect, Operator Connect on the voice side of things that go directly into Teams. It's awesome. I actually use it myself here at NUSO. We can also do this with SMS texting. And what's really cool is this is just a nice native integration into Teams. So you can just pull up your Teams and you can see if you have any SMS texts or not. It's super quick and easy, and I'll even give you an idea of what this looks like because I have it on my Teams, as you can see. So pull this up. I've got my Teams. This right here, NUSO SMS app, it's just native. It's built in. It's super easy. And anybody that texts my hypothetical business number is going to see, I'm going to see it through Teams, and I can respond to them through Teams. So it's really just that easy. David, you want to talk about the licensing requirements real quick?
Right. Yeah. So obviously you have the Teams license, but it would also require either an E5, which would include the phone standard license, or a phone standard license as an add-on to an E3 license or something like that, plus our NUSO Bridge for Teams, which is the DID enablement license. So those are the items that you would need to be able to enable the Messaging Connect in your Microsoft Teams.
Yep. So if you're a big Microsoft, this is integrated into your company and you want your employees to live in Microsoft Teams for all those connection points, we can do that with text-enabled numbers. So that is another option. Now let's talk about, and David, I'm going to have you start this one off. Let's talk about our MMS platform, Simply Connect.
Yeah, so this is, as Phil had noted earlier, this is a standalone application. There is also a mobile app involved with it as well, but it basically enables the customer or the user to be able to send outreach messages, one-to-many or many-to-one type messages. So you can save the customer's contact information in there. You can send auto responses that are triggered by keywords. So let's say, for instance, I want to purchase something and purchase is the keywords. So, based on that keyword, if we see that keyword of buy or purchase, and you can, set different ones, it would automatically, send a auto response of, hey, X widget is on sale this week. So there's definitely a lot more flexibility in reaching out to many different customers. You can also set templates in here. So as a user, when I'm using this platform, if I'm responding with the same answer many times throughout a day, maybe it's our business hours or something, I can build templates as responses. So instead of having to manually type, repeating responses out, you can build those templates. And again, all of this is maintained in a record and history of the interaction within the platform. So really robust type SMS, MMS platform for the one-to-many, many-to-one type responses.
Yeah, and to a couple of your points, David, because those were great. The another piece of this is we can have multiple numbers pushed into this platform. So let's say you have a sales number, you've got a support number, service, whatever it might be. We can have all those numbers in here, and users can go in and manage any of those numbers that they need to. They can see the activity. So if sales has 2 or 3 texts they need to get to, you can see all of them under that sales number. If service, support. So if you have a bigger organization and you need more flexibility, you want all of it in a single system, we can do that. And then we can also, of course, have multiple users in here. So 1, 2, 3, whatever your organization needs. And those users are rabbit trailed and audit capable, basically. So we can see if John messages the customer at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, but then John is gone for the day. And later on in the day, we have Jill who's sending a message to that customer. We can see every interaction with those users. Now, your customer doesn't know who they're talking to, right? They just know they're talking to a number through the business, unless, of course, you tell them who you are. But that's another great feature of it. And the power of those auto replies, back to that, David, those are really, really cool. I know a lot of restaurants, they'll have banners all over their websites. Text the word menu to this number, and you can get our menu sent to your phone, or they'll do promos that way. A lot of dealerships do that stuff with oil change specials. I've seen that. The other piece to this is I want to talk about scheduled messages, because I talked about those earlier with the dentist I go to. I think most of us have interacted with these in some way. You set appointments, you get reminders. This system is fully capable of doing that. They're really easy to build out. You can add images, emojis. We can add custom data points as well. So if you want to categorize all of your customers with really custom information like their address, whatever data might be pertinent to that customer, you can have that here, and then you can easily pull it into conversations with those custom fields. And then the last thing I want to talk about with Simply Connect is this is blast capable. So if you're doing any type of blast messaging, or you need to, where you're sending hundreds of texts to a group of people, this system is fully capable of doing that as well. And you've got the entire rabbit trail of every message that went out to all the groups that you sent. If a customer responds to a blast, all it does is go straight to your number, and then you can have those interactions with those customers. It's not like a family mass text on a cell phone where everybody gets every response. Just wanted to clarify that, because I'm not a big fan of the family mass text. So, David, anything else that we should talk about when it comes to Simply Connect?
No, I think we hit it on the scheduling the messages is another big one. So I think we hit pretty well on that.
Yeah, and if you want a demo of this, if you want to see it in action, reach out to your account manager, your IT provider. We can demo this before you actually pull the trigger on it, because it is, again, it's a bigger, more powerful system when it comes to handling text through your company. Now, another big piece to enabling your numbers to send and receive texts is something called the TCR. So this is a third-party entity. TCR stands for Campaign Registry, or the Campaign Registry. And their sole purpose is to help the world in lowering spam texts. And so what this organization does, and this is a part of the sales process if you decide to get texting with us, and anyone else, by the way, is we have to submit your information to them on your brand, your company, and then your use cases for why you're texting as a business. Now, what's cool is NUSO helps you through this process. We've got a whole onboarding piece of this, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel and figure it out. We'll walk you through it. They have real people at this organization looking at your website. They're vetting to make sure you are who you say you are and that your use cases line up with what you're saying. And again, this is all in an attempt to lower spam texts. I think we've all gotten them. They suck. They're the worst. So this is a cool thing. Again, it's a mandatory piece of compliance that anybody that does business texting has to go through. Vetting is going to take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. I've seen it be as quick as 1, and then sometimes it can take a little longer. There are one-time fees involved in this. I'm just guessing here. I think it's around the $20 range, but I'm not in sales, so don't hold me to it. Get in touch with your account manager or your IT provider. They can get you more information on that. But this is a one-time cost when it comes to getting set up. David, did I miss anything about the TCR?
No, this is critical. I think there was a question in there that don't blast messages need to be registered first, and absolutely, and that's the whole purpose between the for the TCR and the campaign registry in general. So
yes.
It's again, we have to vet them to try to nip it in the bud with the spam text messages.
Yeah, and it's not just blast messaging. That is absolutely something that has to be vetted, but any type of messaging has to go through this vetting. That's a great thing to bring up. So wonderful. All right. So what now? Well, now we go to questions. We're doing good on time. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. I know we have some there, so I'm going to jump in there and see what we can get to. Before I start reading them, if you need pricing, reach out to your provider, your IT provider, MSP, or you can reach out to your NUSO account manager directly. Say, hey, I want to know more about texting. Can I get pricing? Just talk about texting. They will help you out. Again, if you need to see Simply Connect in action, a demo of it, again, reach out to your provider or your account manager. We can do that for you. And then if you have no idea who to contact, if you don't know who your provider is or who your account manager is, email marketing@nuso.cloud. We will get you connected. All right, David, let's get into the chat. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Plans for RCS support. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is well, I'm going to take a note of that because
we'll have to take a note because we aren't. It's not on the roadmap today, but we definitely will be looking into it.
Okay. Let's see. All we want to do is send one MMS test to one person or receive it for one person. When will we be able to do that? So that as soon as it sounds like you might already have purchased texting through us, Brian. It might be that you're waiting on the campaign registry to get approved. If I'm wrong in that, correct me, but that chat seems like that's where it'd be. As soon as you're approved, bam, that's when we can turn it on, and then you can start sending texts back and forth. But we cannot turn that thing on until we have approval from the TCR. Otherwise, we get in trouble. So nobody wants that. Okay. Ooh, is there an API available for automated messaging as clients move through the phases of our order installation process? So as of now, there's not, at least not that I know of. I don't know of that in the roadmap either. It's a great question, but as of now, no, that's not something that we support. It's a great question, though. Let's see, Brian, I think I already touched that. Can we integrate into Zoho CRM? Ooh, so speaking of that, we actually have a lot to talk about when it comes to integrations. we are going to be doing a webinar here in the next few weeks about a bunch of really cool integration stuff that we're doing with CRMs. The exact answer on the Zoho, I don't know it off the top of my head, but stay tuned for more on that. And also on that point, if you would like to know what we integrate with, see a demo on how we integrate with specific CRMs, reach out to your provider, reach out to your account manager here at NUSO, and we can do a demo for you on that. We got, again, a bunch of exciting stuff coming with integrations. Can I point the text portion of a DID that lives off the NUSO network to NUSO Simply Connect? Absolutely. Yes. So if you have a number on our network, even if it's not a number on our network, like hypothetically, if you had a number that was on another network from the UCAS side, we can still utilize the texting side on NUSO's network. We don't have to own the phone piece and the texting piece, which is really cool. It makes it very flexible. Can we use the texting with just the faxing feature? So texting and faxing are different, completely different pathways of operation in a way. So if you want faxing, we can do that. eFax, we do that all day long. That's easy. But if you're wanting the texting and the faxing to kind of be the same thing, that's not exactly how it works. A fair question, though. Well, look at all these questions, David. This is great.
Yeah. Also, to clarify on the API question, there is an API for the Simply Connect, the standalone Simply Connect platform. So I'm not sure who's asking that question, but we can get that information.
Sorry, David, I was reading a question. What was that?
The API question, we can get the API for Simply Connect standalone. So whoever,
yes,
we'll get that to you.
Perfect. All right. Sorry, I'm reading through the questions here, so hang tight.
And also, if we don't get to some of these questions, I think we will end up getting these posted, correct, Phil?
Yep, absolutely. We have a question here about a user here is wanting to replace Google Voice, and they need to text their drivers, and they need to, you've got multiple dispatchers covering multiple markets, so you need to keep those messages separate. Yes, we could absolutely do that. If you're wanting to just enable, for example, one of your business numbers, you could then text all your dispatchers wherever they are. Those conversations will all be separate. They're just contacts. But yes, that's totally doable. Great question, Jim. Okay, I see one from Emily about having an SMS not going through the app, saying it's failed. If that's the case, reach out to our NOC, our support team. They need to investigate the back end to see if there's a goof or issue there. It could be a case of outdated hardware on the cell phone, but let's just reach out to support, email support@nuso.cloud, or go to our website. We've got our phone number there. You can call them directly. Let's see. This is great. When is the new version of the Android app coming out? Ooh, great question. I don't have those details, but that's a great question.
Check. Yeah, we'll check on. I'm not sure the details either.
Do we expose APIs for third-party dev? Ooh, that's another deep one. I'm not 100% on that. You might want to reach out to your account manager, or you could even open a ticket with our NOC. They would probably know. I'm going to take another note of that, though. It's a good question. Ooh, what is our AI roadmap for Simply Connect? As of right now, I don't know of it being on the roadmap. Yeah. I know that AI is a big thing. We are implementing AI throughout our platform in other ways, but Simply Connect, not just yet. Great question, though. We talked about the blast registering. What elements of this are relevant to SIP trunks versus UCAS? Ooh, David, you want to take that one?
Well, I mean, you could have a number that's on a SIP. I'm not sure of the context of the question, but
Yeah.
there is native SMS within the UCAS, which what we talked about, but you can also SMS enable the other numbers, such as numbers that are on SIP trunks. So
Yep.
I'm not
So
sure of the question.
if you're trying to know if it's capable with SIP trunks, yes. But that is kind of a very broad question. I think, David, I think you nailed it, though.
Yeah.
Considering we're kind of short on time, we can't go too deep. Might want to bug your account manager to go deeper on that one, though. It's a great question. Ooh, we got a question about Twilio and the TCR. Unfortunately, I don't work for Twilio. I can't answer that. I'd go to Twilio on that. Let's see.
Yeah, seems maybe Twilio's getting it done a little faster. Not sure exactly.
Could be. Yeah, TCR is funny. Sometimes they'll go quick, and then other times they get backed up and they go slow. Again, they have real people vetting this, so if they get jammed up on requests, they've only got so many people, and it just takes time. Let's see. So many questions. Wow, I don't even know if we'll get to all of them. I'm doing my best here. If I don't get to your question, please reach out to your IT provider or reach out again to your NUSO account manager. Say, I've got questions about texting with you guys. I want to know more. We'll jump on a call. We'll do a demo, whatever we got to do. Let's see. Okay, here's one. To clarify, right now, we can do SMS text messaging on our app, but not MMS. So if you are a part of our green UCAS platform, there's SMS, MMS capabilities. So that's images and text. If you're on our orange platform, that is only SMS. There is a limitation to that. So a workaround around that would be something like Simply Connect, because Simply Connect we can deploy. It doesn't matter what your UCAS side is. So for some reason you really need the images, things like that, let's look into Simply Connect. Let's get you a demo, show you that. Let's talk pricing and see if it's a good fit. All right, we are getting close to time here. I'm going to say a couple more things. I'm still seeing some questions. Again, we've got some great webinars coming up here real soon where we're going to talk about integrations into CRMs. I bring this up because I know this is a hot topic. You guys have been talking to us about this for a long time. So if you would like a demo on how this works to see if your CRM is going to be able to integrate with what we've got, contact your IT provider or NUSO account manager directly. Again, if you don't know who any of those are, email marketing@nuso.cloud and we'll get you connected. We will have this webinar sent to everybody in post. It's also going to go public on our YouTube. So this will come back to you if you have questions or you want to recap. And back to questions, we got a few more minutes.
Yeah, the last question I see there is the messaging typing area when using Simply Connect is frustrating small. I'm assuming that you're talking about in the mobile app, and I do agree to some extent that that window there is a little small. So we may have to take a look at the UI and see what we can do there. But yeah, once you get past a couple of lines, then it forces it to scroll. So we'll take a look at that.
And if it's not the mobile app, you could zoom into the application on whatever browser. That would help. But yeah, if it is mobile specific, David nailed that. Yeah, it could just be a matter of zoom in, which if you're on a Windows, Control Plus is going to do it for you quick. You could even zoom in on your phone technically under settings if it's that frustrating. Okay, all right. Well, I think I got to most of the questions. Again, if I missed it, please reach out, let us know. If you've got, so your IT provider, your MSP, you can go to them direct, say, hey, I was watching the NUSO webinar about texting. I want to know more. I want to see it. I want pricing. What do we need to do? If you know your account manager here at NUSO, go to them, call them, email them, just bug them. They're great. Or again, if you don't know who that is, email marketing@nuso.cloud. We'll get you connected. One more question. If you need to do blast texting, yes, we can do it. And on Simply Connect, we can do blast texting. So if you want to see a demo of that or no pricing, that's the product you want to look into. Great question, Vanessa. Okay, David, any closing thoughts for us?
No. Thank you, everybody, for all of the interaction. We really appreciate your time today. And again, if we didn't get to you, apologies. We will be available if we need to do a one-on-one demonstration of the platforms. Feel free to reach out.
And John, I didn't skip your message. I missed it. Hang on a second while I answer John's question. AT&T recently shut down their email to text service. We have a customer that was using that to receive after-hours voicemail messages from their business phone system to on-call employees. Is there some part of this service that can receive an email with a file attachment to send? Yeah, so we could do that. It depends. There's a few more questions we would need to ask you about that. This is a conversation because we could do it under the right circumstances, it sounds like. And it just depends on, again, I don't know what platform you're on, things like that. John, reach out to your account manager with that specific question because we've got some more questions we got to ask with you, and I want to be time sensitive to everybody here. So great question. Did not mean to miss you. I'm really glad you called me out. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. We're a couple minutes over. Really appreciate everyone's time. Again, this will be sent out in post. And again, reach out to those account managers, your IT providers, to get that conversation started and get quoting and pricing and all that. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the week. David, thanks for being here. And talk to you in the next one.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye, y'all.